desperate for those 2 competition points as the fireworks and the remnants of those fireworks clear. St Helens, if they do manage to get a result, will feel that they've halted that slide, they've got through this tough period. But for Warrington to come to Saints, get a win when they are favourites, to get those 2 points is massive in the context of the season.
Well, referee Chris Kendall tonight. Liam Moore is our video referee, and well, we've seen this a time or two in Super League this year, haven't we?
Woodsy, it reminds me, for the older viewers, of Odsal back in the 90s. On a summer's day too.
And some younger viewers as well who remember that. Well, we're about to get underway, and we are underway. Mark Percival puts boots to ball. The smoke clears. Soon there'll be sunshine and some sexy Super League in prospect here tonight. This could be a cracker.
Well, listening to Geordie and John Wilkin before the game, I agree with John Wilkin. I think that Warrington will target those forwards. Matty Lees, Iggy Parsi just coming back off that injury. Big minutes they played last weekend, but they're going to have to do a lot of defending. Work out of 9 will be the order of the day for Sam Powell. He doesn't typically have that in his game, but runs from dummy half, testing those big defenders will be the order of the day. And when Danny Walker gets on, he'll speed it up too.
Well, it is unusual for Warrington. First time that Powell has started at hooker when Danny Walker has been in the 17. Walker on the bench for the first time tonight. It's only Sam Powell's 3rd appearance, starting appearance for Warrington, although he isn't ever present, having been on the bench every other time this year for Warrington. Interesting tactical thoughts from Sam Burgess on that. Don't forget, we have got Sam mic'd up, so at various points tonight we'll be getting a little bit of reaction from him as to what's going on the field. St Helens with a carry here. It's wonderful to get that insight. Clubs are fantastic in wanting to promote this game and give us that access.
I suppose the big difference between those 2 players, Sam Powell and Danny Walker, is Sam Powell's an out-and-out defender. He'll shore up that middle, he'll work extra hard and give some energy to players like Harrison and Vaughan in 8 and 10 tonight.
Here's Clark out of dummy half, puts it out to Moses Mbai, who sticks it up in the air, and Duffy's underneath it with a safe catch and a solid chase from St Helens, which you would expect. And Warrington have just been penned in these early stages in terms of possession that they have, very much inside their own 20.
Well, Saints will want to kick well. They want to kick into corners and make Duffy, Lindup and Matty Ashton work out of corners, compress that defence and restrict those metres.
There is Ashton. It's going to be collected by Drinkwater out of dummy half, and here's the birthday boy, if boy's the right expression. Stefan Ratchford enjoying his 36th birthday tonight, having just agreed a new 1-year deal at Warrington. What a Trojan he has been, a superstar he has been in the Primrose and Blue down the years. Back to Drinkwater, who kicks, and it's very safely taken here by Ritson, who will take it back, and St Helens have a chance to push towards.
I think there's a knock on there,
Dave. They have lost it. Yeah, big celebrations.
T. Ritson just stuttering and spluttering in 2024. It was fantastic work in defence from St Helens, restricted it to less than 20 metres. I think the referee just wants to have a look. There's a strip from Steph Ratchford.
Yeah, comes. I've got loads of interference on the touches.
There's arms and hands all over that ball from T. Ritson.
Well, I'm not sure if he's chatting to the video referee here, Chris Kendall, or just getting his batteries changed. I think
you're quite correct, Dave.
You might have picked him up there saying, I'm getting a lot of interference.
Yes.
Cheers.
I thought he was talking about the tackle.
I did.
But it's the audio system. So back as you were.
I made the mistake of listening to the referee, Dave.
You didn't do that much in your career, did you?
No, not really.
So Warrington will get possession back here, all things being equal. And a first chance to really have a go at this St Helens line here now.
Yeah, key indicators for Warrington Wolves. No surprise, Matt Duffy, one of the leading lights for the Steve Prescott Man of Steel, and of course George Williams.
Saints looking for a big push there.
Remember, we can't push until the ball's in, yeah? Let's rebind.
Reminder, the ball has to be in there from the referee before either pack can have a big surge. Saints have signalled their intentions, and we have a penalty. Well, they can kick for goal here. The old differential penalty rule.
I think they'll run with the ball, does it? Do you know, it's a very untidy, very uncomfortable penalty to give away at the scrum. They're going to take two, yeah. They're going to take two. 3 minutes on the clock. Well, I think Warrington over the last 60 seconds or so can count themselves lucky. No doubt in my mind, Steph Ratchford strips that ball from T. Ritson. A penalty is gifted to them. Yeah, and they chose to take two, maybe an indication of the pace that this game will be played at, the conditions. It's very hot, mid to late 20 degrees down at pitch side.
Yeah, you got the message there, Paul, didn't you? He's only like an extra.
Well, he's in incredible kicking form at the moment, Stephen Ratchford. He matched the world record of 41 consecutive kicks earlier this year, and he's currently on a run of 13 consecutive kicks.
I can see the wisdom of taking the two when they're on offer, but I just question they set out this game. They wanted to be fast, they wanted to be physical and play the game at high tempo. 4 minutes on the clock and they're taking two.
So Ratchford just settling himself here. Here's the stats perform and Sky Sports kick predictor, which reckons 87% success probability for this kick, factoring in everything. Position on the field, position in the game, pedigree of goal kicker, successes down his career, and he's struck it well. He needed to get a bit of hoof behind that, and he has, and he's still found the target. So early first blood for Warrington. Nearly 5 minutes played, they lead by 2 points to 0.
There's a penalty at the scrum. A bit of nothing really. Matty Lees and the rest of the St Helens pack just a little bit scruffy for me. Well, there's 5 minutes of nothing.
Bit of communication going on before that penalty was kicked. We've got Sam Burgess mic'd up. Let's hear what Sam was saying a little earlier.
I just think they like us in deep in our end. They don't like us down here. You know, the deeper we are, we can throw less shape.
Maybe that was an indication that he wanted to run that the position on the field.
I agree, because they're back near their own line now, having received the kick-off. And that kicking game that I talked about, Saints wanting to kick and keep those back five from Warrington in the corners, compress that line and restrict the metres.
Need to have the lead, and here they come with Curry down the middle. And into dummy half goes Powell. Little hand by Duffy. Did he steer it forward? Saints fans certainly thought he did, but referee's happy it went backwards. So last play for Warrington on the halfway line. Drinkwater will deliver the clearing kick. And this young fullback, Harry Robertson, with the collect.
Didn't he do well last week? I was like everybody else, really impressed with it. His demeanour, his shoulders back, and even when he made mistakes, he didn't hide. He still looked to get involved. He recovered from it, got involved and had positive influences off the back of them.
And here's another fellow who did terrifically well last week, Mark Percival, running that in. It's taken on by Sirenen. And Darrell Clark sniping against his former team, of course, out of dummy half. And by right down the middle, acting as a pivot, and moves it right. And this again is Robertson, who's trying to use those silky skills to slip through a couple of defenders, but not allowed to. So Mbai kicks it, it's a wobbler, it goes up in the air, it could come down anywhere, it comes into the hands of Percival, but he can't promote it from there. Roderick tidied the job, and Warrington will get it back.
Well, Saints almost create something off the back of a missed kick for me, and Mbai at the back of the scrum playing the role of 13, a running 13, a ball handling 13, and on that occasion caused him to kick, but it only went forward about 20 metres.
Wait, go on.
Well, it bears underlining how much St Helens are down to the bare bones in terms of forwards.
You're right, Woodsy. Last week they went with effectively 3 front rows with Parsi, Matty, Lees and the injured front rower
George Delaney.
George Delaney, thank you, yes.
3, 4. Oh, Darrell! centimetres.
Warms limits out here. Bachelor knows, Wingfield, Whitley and the aforementioned Delaney all missing for this one tonight. And Warrington finding a bit of space on that right-hand side. Lindop. But the referee's given a penalty here for Warrington at the end of that.
A bit delighted with that field position, weren't they? Warrington trying to compete for the ball. There's a shunt away. Lindop, as he kicks that ball, gets pushed over and taken out of play. Yeah, easy decision for the referee.
Well, he probably wouldn't have got back in. So it was a silly mistake to make, wasn't it, really?
I don't think Curtis Sirinen is happy with the decision, but Wonga Blake, yeah,
almost certainly would not have been able to compete for it, but the push made it a very simple penalty to give away, as you say, Barry. And here come Warrington. Williams, quick hands from Duffy. Ratchford now gets it further left, and we know how good he is at finishing. Matty Ashton never turns down an opportunity, and that was a big opportunity. That's turned into a big moment, and Warrington goes 6 ahead.
Well, Warrington Wolves make this play look ever so simple. Matty Ashton ultimately is the man on the end of the line, but the decision by his centre, Steph Ratchford, thinks about running it himself, but gives the ball early enough. Wonga Blake takes the young winger out. Crazy penalty to give away. And that decision by Saints to go in and try and shut that play, knowing there was an overlap, was the big one. That was the deciding one. T. Ritson goes in, doesn't trust his inside defence enough, and that's a fairly simple try from a tap. Warrington delighted with that field position and early points.
14th try of the season for Matty Ashton. He's missed 1 or 2, hasn't he, with injury, but his strike rate is pretty good. And basking in the sunshine, the Warrington coaching team quite happy with what they're watching.
When we go back and watch the replay, what's it? Warrington taking it to the line, releasing another player. That's what causes the overlap.
So a test here for Ratchford, right on the touchline. Success probability not the highest, as you wouldn't expect. But Ratchford rolls back and strokes that right foot, and it has just gone wide. So that is the end of his little run. But Warrington lead 6-0, and this is what the coach thought about that try from Matty Ashton.
The coach appreciating Steph Ratchford's unselfish decision to pass that ball on, but you see Martin Gleeson heavily involved in the attack. He'll be delighted with the way that backfield interacted and the interplay.
Well, there's a man who knows how to play centre at the highest level, doesn't he, Martin Gleeson?
And represented both teams with great distinction, of course.
Here's Powell out of dummy half for Warrington, leading as they do by 6 points to 0, and rather dominating so far. 11 minutes played. Fair to say, Barry?
Yeah, Warrington, when Saints look at the opening 11 minutes, they haven't done an awful lot wrong. They've tried to get to the end of set, but just feel like Warrington are in control, playing to that game plan that they've gone out with.
There's Duffy making a nuisance of himself. And back it comes to Drinkwater, who's behind a 40, but it's just pumped down the middle. Underneath it is Robertson, who slings it out to Wonga Blake. Blake's got a bit of support on the outside from Percival, but he comes searching back towards the middle. And in turn, those Warrington defenders search him out and put him down. Percival blasts it in, but having made a yard or two, is pushed back a yard or two. Clark, arms outstretched. Now it's with Lomax. A little wider again. Ritson can't squeeze through. He's Vaughan out of dummy half. Back to Lomax. And Parsi again just carrying it forward. But again, he's losing yards. Just a little upright in the tackle. And 3 big defenders are able to push him back. Clark to Lomax.
Oh,
And
space.
Wellesby and Percival, and back to Wellesby. Nice little combination, almost opening things up. But they're on the last.
Clear.
Lomax sticks it high. Matilise is chasing after this, and I think he got hand on him.
He did, you're right.
Hand on him in the air on Duffy, and again, an easy penalty given away.
That is the discipline they need to keep. Matilise makes the effort to get there and just can't help himself, has no awareness of the ball, he's not looked at it. Matilise and his fellow front row partner, Ignatius Parsi, will have to get through some work tonight. You mentioned it, Dave, he got picked up and drove back, Big Parsi. Stayed on his haunches for a while, and the bench have come out and had a word with him, had a chat with him. The bench of St Helens only has one recognised front row, and that's Noah Stevens, the young man.
Lewis Dodds, John Bennison and Sam Royal, the other substitutes, interchange players for St Helens tonight. A bench that is born out of necessity because of those injuries. Here's Powell. Harrison, but it goes beyond him to Curry, and Drinkwater helps it out to Williams, and then a lovely little pass, and Duffy's suddenly sailing through, and Duffy's got support, but he doesn't need it. He was sailing underneath the sticks. It's been a lightning fast start by Warrington. At the moment, Saints don't know what's hit them, but Warrington have smashed their way into an early commanding lead.
Delightful again from Warrington. Players gliding through holes. The way that the Warrington attackers are biting and almost going into the defensive line, creating space. You can see James Bell there, goes in, commits himself. And what about that evasion from Matt Duffy? Goes under, right under the H's. Ben Curry to Drinkwater. That beautiful pass and involvement from George Williams creates the space. And even though he has support, pins those ears of his back. It's glorious, isn't it? James Bell can't resist and commits himself to George Williams, and that's 6 tries in the last 4 games for Matt Duffy.
Well, give it a space to run in like that. He's going to fill his boots. 17 for the season now for Matt Duffy. Big smile on his face, and Ratchford can just settle back and add a couple more here. And over it goes, and 12 points to 0 for Warrington. Coach is going to be delighted.
He wanted that big time. He wanted that.
Have you got anything there, Sam?
No. I like how they're managing they're taking the medicine. Give them a rap for that. Take medicine. You go 3 or 4 sets in the grind in the cycle. That's where it gets juicy for us. It's a great message to get on.
Well, he's enjoyed the defensive work, which he feels has led to that opening up of this St Helens side.
Yeah, and just for everybody at home to understand, when he talks about taking your medicine, he's asking his side to be patient. You're not always going to get the rewards. Stick to that process that they've set out with.
Discipline is going to kill St Helens tonight. They've got to get this right.
They're trying to control the ruck speed. They're trying to control players like Paul Vaughan by staying in.
Hand on ball, James Bell.
That tackle a little bit too long, and you can see hands in.
Oh, one of the blades just had a foot on the line, I think. It's a brave effort, big effort from him, but his foot was
Back, boys. Come on, Doug,
either
come on.
on or over the touchline.
Okay, go.
So that has given Warrington the tap and a chance to build pressure again, and wide they come, and a step back inside from Ashton. That's what's given them this position.
Wait, Moses. Wait.
Here's Ratchford again. Straightened up by Adam Holroyd. Powell dodges into dummy half. Vaughan wants a big carry. Evades one, pushes again. Saints do well to keep his advantage gain to a minimum. Powell comes left. Williams, the no-look pass. And into the gap, Holroyd heads. But it closes. But Warrington again are looking good here. Williams once more. The kick is through, but it ricochets, I think, off Clark. And it's dropped on by Robertson, and Saints get a bit of fortune to get it back.
Relief from Saints there as that kick goes through. I watched him in the warm-up. George William practicing those kicks where he goes on an angle, puts the kick back against the grain, and St Helens have made a change already. Parsit has been rotated. Noah Stevens has come on. Such has been the pace for the home team.
No surprises, I don't think, at the Lee Sports Village. Lee with an early lead there against London. Lee desperate. Probably need to win all their remaining games to make an impression in the 6. Well, they won't give it up. 1 play to go here for St Helens. 10 metres inside their own half. Clark to Lomax. Lomax with Harrison approaching, gets that kick away. And Duffy with a catch. And Warrington setting themselves up again here to bring it forward.
Superb work from Warrington. Good contact, good collision, good control on the last tackle. Noah Stevens couldn't play that ball at the pace he wanted. That's the reason. It was caught on the full by Matt Duffy at the back. He'll appreciate the work the big men are doing in the middle.
This is Ratchford. 3 tackles has seen them reach the halfway line. Powell. Williams suddenly came zooming over to this left-hand side, but St Helens seemed to have that under control. Bell does well. Not only making the tackle, but making sure that Williams couldn't offload. He's having an angry look to his left-hand side there, George Williams. He's having words with Matty Ashton. I think he was expecting a bit more support from him.
I don't think he'd be as angry as James Bell. They've been savage down this right side, St Helens.
Drinkwater's kick. Ritson. Easy take. Warrington line is up there.
The rhythm of this game is in favour of Warrington. They're getting through those sets, putting the kicks up, placing Saints where they want them.
NRL action tomorrow, of course, on Arena. And then some big games. Hull FC against Wigan. 2 o'clock kick-off on air 5 minutes earlier. And Leeds against Hull Kingston Rovers, 2:30. What will be the Brad Arthur effect? Catalan.
James Harrison just ties up from the middle. Looks like he's working for the inside ball. Makes the tackle on Noah Stevens, who's a big lump. And there was a lot of contact. Just in regards to Saints, you see Mark Percival. We've seen it throughout his career. He almost runs 10 metres before he collects the ball. He's at full tilt, but he would normally have Tommy Makinson on the next tackle, so that creates that momentum for Saints. Without his oppo, Tommy Makinson, it's just not the same.
Well, Paul Wellens has seen his side lose the last 3, but not by many. And it was a fantastic dig against Wigan last week. And a disappointing in performance, but slips 8-6 against Cass the week before, 20 points to 18 against Salford the week before that. You know, there is an argument that ifs and buts, it might have been a very different look at the moment, but...
Oh, yeah, head clash there. At least one or both of those players. They'll be watching and monitoring and see how they recover. James Harrison falls to the floor like his marbles have gone, and that's what the physio is indicating now. We need to make that change. And the doctor in consultation.
Yeah, he's been dragged off.
I think Noah Stevens should follow.
Right, James, it's shoulder, direct ahead, high level force, there is no mitigation.
No mitigation, and when you hear those words, you will...
There's no mitigation.
James Harrison is sent off, and he cannot believe it. Warrington are down to 12. Harrison shakes his head. And here's the reason why.
I'm struggling with that, Dave. James Harrison is 6'4", 6'5". It's maybe head on head. It's just got a little bit steeper, that hill, for Warrington now, hasn't it?
Well, that is...
I'm not sure about that one.
Playing into St Helens' hands. The rest of the game, they've got a one-man advantage. And Matty Lees will fly it in.
Well, that momentum has just come back in favour of the home team, hasn't it? They needed a little bit of luck.
Restart to the set as Bell comes forward with a skip in his step. And with 5 tackles to go, St Helens trailing 12-0 are only 30 metres away. Stevens with a carry. Warrington fans are booing him. Not much he did wrong. Back it comes to Lomax. Out to Wellesby, and then angled back forward again by Curtis Sirenen. He gets up and plays. Clark goes to Lomax. Stevens again, little twist. 5 metres away. Clark has a look around, looks to his left. That's where Lomax is. Wellesby was further left. Lomax fancies a skip, but he can't find a way, so Wellesby puts the kick up in the air. Wonga Blake's underneath it. The ball goes backwards, and Percival drops on to score. But, and it's a big but. Did it go backwards?
Right, Liam, he's tackled 4. I have no try. Can you confirm it's a double knock-on? The first one from Waka Blake, please.
Well, there you go.
It's no try, live call.
Let's hear from the video referee.
Okay, the live decision is no try on field. Just confirming first he is onside from the kick. So you can see he is onside there, so we can play on from this point, please. So we're looking at the catch and for potentially a knock-on. So who does that come off? Something closer, please. Looking to establish whose hand this comes off. This might help us. Something close, please. Yeah, go slow on this. So whose hand does this come off? Difficult to tell on that one, so we're going to go on maybe something closer, camera 5. Yeah, this please, go slow on this. So whose hand does this come off? Go slow. Difficult to tell on that one. Again, any other angles? Maybe the corner camera, camera 9. Camera 2 possibly. Yeah, this one real slow please on this. So whose hand does this come off? Yeah, go slow on this please, go slow on this one. This might help me. Go back on this please. Yeah. Go slow, yeah, please. This one. So whose hand did it touch first? That touches the Warrington hand first. And then the St Helens hand. So go again, please. Just finish on camera 5. So it comes off the... Yeah, we'll finish on this, please. So we can see it comes off the Warrington hand, then the St Helens hand. Go back. We'll just finish on this shot, please. No, go backwards, please. Backwards. Yeah, you can just see, I've already identified it comes off the Warrington hand first. Yeah, from this point. Go backwards. Keep going back. Go here, please, yeah. Go from here, play through. So Warrington, then lost by St Helens. That's 2 knock-ons. Thank you, I've made my decision.
So it ain't going to be a try, I don't think.
2 knock-ons. We got there eventually, didn't we?
Because St Helens do get it back here.
Yeah, Warrington knocked the ball on first.
No try.
It's a St Helens ball.
No Saints knocked that ball on. Warrington did it first. You can see Lindon under pressure from Wonga Blake. Well, I'm still trying to process that red card, Dave. I am. I know there's a long way to go in this game. It was a ridiculous red card. It really was.
Well, there's a coach who's frustrated with that decision, felt it should have been a try.
On the line, boys! On the line!
Plenty of arguments about that will be had, I'm sure.
Come here, come forward, St Helens.
But it remains at 0-12. But St Helens remain in box position here. That's a half-time score you're watching there, Huddersfield and Salford.
Because you're not in position.
And Lee, latest score 16-0. But what about here? St Helens 0, Warrington 12. But have St Helens got a punch in them here? Lomax Vaughan steps on the inside. Rushed at by that Warrington defence. Here comes Clark. Stevens now will carry it. And push again, Noah Stevens. Still trying to get there. Roll to the ground. Clark collects. Goes left. They're just hurling themselves in, but Warrington's defence is good at the moment. Lees is held up and pushed back. Clark comes again. Back to Mbai. Now it's Lomax. It's with Robertson. Vaughan again. And a penalty. A penalty offside against Warrington. So another set of six here.
Yeah, they look connected. You heard Sam Burgess talking to his outside back saying, stay connected in defence, goal line defence so far. Pretty good.
So repeat set. Just what St Helens needed. Stevens again is going to get that pantomime treatment throughout the night, you'd think now. Clark again. Slings it back to Lomax. Wellesby, quick hands, but not quick enough. And Robertson is wrapped up and put down and pushed backwards.
Brilliant work from Aaron Lindop.
Bit of a misstep from St Helens, but here comes Mbai with a bit of a quick step. But he's 5 away. Clark again, spins it back. Wellesby now right in the middle of things. Lomax offers it up. Lees just sticks it under his shoulder and drives it in and pushes again. Clark looking to marshal things. Wellesby missing out one. Percival tie with a tackle, but he's flicked it away to Wonga Blake. Blake now cuts back on the inside, has a little search, thinks he sees the gap, doesn't, put down. And this is the last play in this set. Clark to Lomax. The kick is high. Ritson's underneath it, but so too is Ashton, and he finds the ground, and Warrington survive.
Mightily relieved Warrington will be, but also take confidence for the fact that under a period of stress and pressure, of course missing that man sent from the field of play, still able to keep connected. And there's
man on his debut.
It's on his debut, yeah, terrific player. Bumped into Paul Sculthorpe, who played for Warrington and St Helens. Both of us agreed any team in Super League would be delighted to have that man in the ranks. One of those glue players, of course, does a lot of work. 593 tackles before tonight on the charts, but does lots of work for everybody else.
I mean, since he's arrived here, absolutely solid with Salford and Huddersfield as well, hasn't he? He's been a labourer at the heart of things.
And London as well, let's not forget.
In whichever pack he's playing.
And whatever he does, we can count the amount of tackles that he does, but we don't always have a metric for the force and the ferocity and the effort that he puts into that defensive work. And of course, the way he makes people feel in terms of confidence in that defensive line.
There's Clark, who's scrambled just beyond the halfway line. This is Lomax. And Stevens again, who's looking hungry for the work here, isn't he? Prop forward. Clark again. Wellesby. Inside, and a small, brilliant flick from Percival. And this is Robertson. And Robertson trying to outsmart Dufty. But it's the Warrington fullback who wins that little battle. But Saints are in prime position again as Lees just goes battering forward on the last. And they'll have to hand it over. And there's a bit of a scuffle going on here. Matty Lees underneath it.
Yeah, last tackle. Seemed a strange decision to give that ball short, with players expecting it. Matty Lees, who's the ultimate competitor, getting a bit of treatment while he's on the ground, by the way.
Well, Steph Ratchford and Wonga Blake are just having a little bit of a...
Well, Matt Dufty needs to just get back into position. A man is on the floor, and Matt Dufty is over the top of him, giving him a bit of treatment there. He's not entitled to do that, would he?
Well, the referee has just said, let's hand it over, let's get on with things. That's brilliant though from Mark Percival, who just keeps turning up week in, week out, doesn't he?
Beautiful, and I tell you, turns up Harry Robertson. If he continues to support players, he knows having an offload, he'll get a reward.
There is some venom in this Saints defence at the moment, as Warrington try to clear their lines. But Saints have up to the gears in defence, up to the intensity. And Warrington with 2 gone are only 5 from their own line. Luke Yates with an early carry in his Warrington career. He's not going much further. Put it out to Williams, and it's offside against St Helens. The enthusiasm bubbled over.
They've undone it all, haven't they? Just that element of discipline. Stay behind the line. And all that pressure is released now. Darrell Clark and the rest of his team will know.
Let's go, Warrington.
That's easy, cheap meters that'll allow Warrington 20, 30 metres upfield.
Credit to Warrington, they've been under the pump.
Look at his eyes there, Matty Lees. He knows he won't like that attention from Matt Duffy. I don't think it was warranted either. At some point, that'll be readdressed.
Roderick Ty with the first carry here. And that puts it back on the inside, and Warrington continue to seek a little bit of safer ground at further downfield. Nicholson gets up and plays this, but not as quickly as maybe he would have liked. Yates now with the carry. 3 gone, halfway reached again.
Go free.
Powell.
Free.
Williams puts it back to Duffy. Duffy's having a dance. St Helens are not allowing the excuse me. They're in to make the tackle. Ratchford. It's a good carry in again. Williams, little chip. Robertson's under pressure. Up and down, and now can he hold his ground? Yes, he can. Saints start from there.
The more involvements he has at this level, the more excited we're all getting. As it's Warrington's turn to give cheap meters away.
High tackle.
Do you know, Woodsy, I turned up to this game. Obviously, Saints have lost 3 on the bump now. They're looking to avoid that 4th. This crowd can be your best friend or your biggest enemy. If they get on top of that home team, make it an anxious game, an uncomfortable game. But it seems like they're right behind the team at the minute. And even though it's 12-0 on the scoreboard, they're willing them on in this match. I wonder at what point Sam Burgess will decide to bring Danny Walker onto the field. It's softened up enough now, this game, I feel.
Here's Bell. Ratchford's gone clattering to the ground. Stefan might be in a bit of trouble here.
He stayed prone on the ground after the collision. James Bell, who carries that ball with some force. It's his late footwork that causes problems. Just see Carl Fitzpatrick and Stuart Pearce over the shoulder of Sam Burgess enjoying the contest so far.
Stuart Pearce having a look at the contact. He enjoyed the contact as a footballer, didn't he? He's explaining to Carl Fitzpatrick what he saw there.
Yeah. Stuart Pearce, his nickname was Psycho. Who do you reckon Psycho would be on the field?
What, today?
Today, now, in this game. Which one?
Well, no disrespect to Stuart Pearce, but in comparison to footballers, all 26 of them, to be honest, Barry.
Yes, absolutely. Loves his rugby league. And we're appreciative of his support.
Well, he's clearly got a bang in the nose there.
And he hasn't got the straightest nose.
It is quite a nose. There you go.
Yeah, he catches one, doesn't it? Hey, you never know. It might have straightened it back up. It might have sent it back the other way.
It's a flailing arm.
Oh, dear. That looks nasty,
Oh,
that.
my word, it does look nasty.
Yeah.
Well, happy 36th birthday, Stefan. But it's just one of the outcomes of playing this game. Just carry on. And here comes Matty Lees with a carry.
Sorry, Woodsy, I'm trying to have a look at how they've reshuffled it. Looks like Ben Curry's gone into the centre. Possibly Darrell Clark at 9, with Danny Williams coming onto the field.
Wellesby carrying well and menacingly, but eventually pinned by Curry and Drinkwater. And Clark comes up, and Stevens is there waiting for a bit more effort.
I thought Saints in that Wigan Saints game were at the best when Darrell Clark was out from 9, probing.
And puts it back to Lomax, and here comes Robertson, and it's Percival who drops it, and Lindop picks it up and tries to put the foot down, but Blake's recovered well enough to stymie that ambition of going the distance.
Snatched at that ball, didn't he, Percival? It was a beautiful move. They looked like they created an overlap and had some numbers. Just snatches at the ball. It's a young fullback again. Perhaps he's taken his eye off the ball, looked at the defenders in front of him, but an uncharacteristic mistake.
Step back on the inside by Adam Holroyd. If you are joining us late, by the way, and you're looking at that little red over Warrington, James Harrison sent off back in the 19th minute for a clash of heads. There's a kick which Robertson has got a bit of work to do. Oh, he's done
Wonderful
brilliantly well.
stuff. Wonderful composure. He knows that he's under pressure. He knows that the Primrose and Blue are hunting him down, and just dances back inside.
Started in peril, finished with a bit of daylight behind him.
They're international top-line Super League players that he's making look rather foolish.
You missed the stats last week. 16 tries in 7 academy games. They've taken him off in some games because he's so good. Here's Percival. And this is Vaughan, who's done well. Clark, again searching down this blind side, deciding there's nothing there. Inside for Bell. Now it's with Lomax, switching across the line. Wellesby puts the kick over the top because Blake's there in full flight. Oh, the bounce over his head, collected by Lindop, but Wellesby recovers the situation with a tackle. But Warrington gifted the ball.
Ambitious from St Helens. I think the idea was right. The winger Wonga Blake in space. Just didn't get the right bounce. Jack Wellesby.
Well, you know this season is moving towards its conclusion, don't you? Because of the intensity of games just seems to lift. Last week Wigan Saints, this week this match here. Played with a real intent.
Here, Curtis. Back. Go for.
Walker to Williams. Williams, left foot step. Bell hangs on to him. Lees was there to make the tackle too. Last play. Drinkwater kicks and Ritson will allow that to roll past. Too much of a gamble to try and take hold of that rapidly bouncing ball. And Saints get it back, but only 20 from their own line.
I do like the variety that they've got in the kicking department, Warrington Wolves. Drinkwater. He combines well with George Williams. They've got a double threat, haven't they? Just chose to slow that game down. Iggy Parsi back on the field for Saints.
Well, Iggy Parsi and Danny Walker are just having a little push as well. Well, I'm sure what that's all about. Iggy Parsi with a big smile on his face.
He mustn't underestimate the smaller man. He's a fierce competitor, Danny Walker.
Go on.
This is Parsi, and Yates just gets that shoulder down and makes a telling contact.
Go to Powell. Luke.
Clark.
Luke. You good now?
Having a skip again. 3 plays gone, 3 to go for St Helens. Still trailing by those 12 points to 0. Hit by that whirlwind. 2 tries in 5 minutes for Warrington much earlier in the game, but St Helens have dug back deep into it, and here's Vaughan with a wonderful step. But dragged down by the makeshift centre Curry. And Lomax pointing one way, goes the other. Lees with the hands away. Robertson with a pass. It's not good enough. Not good enough. Hand outstretched by Sheridan, never had a chance of reeling it in. And Warrington again gifted something here deep inside their own half.
You've got to credit the ambition. They are using the ball out. They're trying to find some one-on-ones. You can see big Curtis Sheridan, who's been in sensational form this last month or so. He's one-on-one with the centre, Roderick.
We've not got long on the shot clock, boys. Let's get
and he's trying to catch the ball and move at the same time.
Let's go, Bind.
6 minutes of the half remaining. Huge game for both these clubs. St Helens needing to correct what's been going wrong over the last few weeks. 3 consecutive defeats. Warrington on the back of 3 consecutive wins. But knowing that with Wigan and Hull KR around the corner, it all starts tonight in terms of proving themselves as real top 2 candidates. But it's tight up there, isn't it?
It is, and Warrington are doing a lot of things right. And you look at this side, this Warrington Wolves, they are starting to look like the image of their coach. And then if you combine the influence of Martin Gleeson as well, the real challenge in front of Saints.
Oh, Drinkwater, they risked a bit there. Curry puts foot on it. Lomax picks up the bounce, and Saints have it back.
I might be wrong, that's the first mistake.
Ritson fancies his dancing feet more than his passing hands. There's a little look around. Robertson. And here's Bell. Running straight at Drinkwater.
Third. Move. Line. Wait. Go
Clark.
free.
And by. Lees. Oh, he's lost it. Lost it. And
There's
I
your
think
man.
you put that down to Luke Yates, don't
There's
you?
your man. That's what he does. He hits under the ball with ferocity. Good defence is all about technique. You can see he squats down under the ball, actually on the ball, and springs off that ball. And Matty Lees, who's a tall man, can't duck down enough and get his bumpers up.
There's other people I'd rather pick a fight with. Come forward, St Helens. All right, Zane, how are you? Yeah, good.
Our referee tonight is Chris Kendall, of course, and he's on the bench with Jenna and John next week, and that is going to be a fascinating insight to the life of a referee. Just had a tackling the tough stuff week, of course, with Super League last week, and you do not want to miss that. It'll be really interesting, because Chris is a really interesting talker. Here's Roderick Ty.
Don't go early. Hold.
Here's Walker.
Hold. That's ball carrier. Go to. That's line speed.
Oh, Musgrove ganged up on, but still sweeps it away. Yates is there, and here's Dufty. Suddenly puts the foot down. He's fancying it, but across comes Johnny Vaughan to make the tackle. Leaping on his shoulders, dragging him down. It's Curry. Oh, and his pass has gone backwards behind his own teammates. Picked up by Nicholson, who we know now for certain is on his way to Canberra. There was some controversy about that the other week, you might have seen. But we know for sure now that that has been confirmed.
You wouldn't want to rob a bank with them two, would you? Crumbled under questioning.
Drinkwater's kick to the corner, and it's going to go dead. Again, cool stuff from Harry Robertson.
But Saints, that's what they do. They get up quick. It's good line speed, and although it looks a bit untidy at times, you saw James Bell fire out the line on Zane Musgrove, but he didn't complete the tackle. There was an offload, but then the rest of that set of six looked really sloppy for the Wolves.
Well, after 14 minutes, it looked like it could have been one of those nights with Warrington rushing into that 12-0 lead at that stage, but the sending off of James Harrison and St Helens digging deep has made this a really good contest at the moment. 13 against 12, it may be. There's Clark.
Square. Wait, go to.
Lomax.
Two.
Wellesby. And a step by Vaughan towards the centre of the field. Can't bully his way through.
Stand. Go free.
Word with the tackle.
Free.
And by.
Free.
Back to Lomax.
Free.
Lomax out wide. They're trying to create some numbers here. Percival cuts back in. Roderick Ty does really well. Drags him down. They've still got a couple of plays to go. Lomax again with a flat pass. Brilliant. It's forward. It's forward. Well, it would have been brilliant had it been in the rules of the game. St Helens arms uplifted. They think that was a tough decision against them.
Arms out by St Helens. They can't afford to turn away chances, St Helens. Lomax going to the line.
Tell you what.
I'm happy with that. That look.
Tell you what.
Yeah, no, Dave, he passes it virtually. You watch now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you watch it now. If you use the lines of the pitch, he passes it probably 2-3 metres over that line, and it lands about 5.
Well, that was sharp-eyed officialdom, wasn't it? Because it was only on the third replay for me that I thought that was forward. They got it straight away.
Yeah, but
that's the angle.
I think for St Helens, the more time they spend down here, the more confidence they'll gain. They've got over the line and got nothing for it.
Go on.
Williams picks up, and here's Curry. And buys in there quickly to shut things down.
Go to.
Musgrove. Lifted and down.
Wait. Go free. Get out of them rooks, Moses. 4. Don't readjust.
It's been quite a disciplined performance so far for Warrington with the ball. I think they've only made one mistake.
Oh, well, there's one.
There you go. There's another one. I mean, fumbling the ball. Mistake with the ball. Obviously, Danny Walker gets his angle wrong there.
It might not matter. Oh, yes, they do play it just before the hooter sounds. So last play, Lomax just sticks it up in the air. Duffy will catch this, surely. Yes, he does. And he goes looking for something spectacular. But St Helens make the tackle. Well, I'm sure he was very happy with the opening 14 minutes. Less with the sending off. But Matty Ashton's try and Matt Duffy's try have put Warrington in the ascendancy on the scoreboard. But there remains a very good game to be had here with 40 minutes to go. Half-time, it's St Helens 0, Warrington 12.
Dave Barry, thank you very much. Matty Leeds in deep conversation with the referee, Chris Kendall, who had a big decision to make in that first half. He gave James Harrison a red card on 19 minutes to give St Helens a numerical advantage. And Matty Leeds and the Saints trudge off at half-time, held scoreless in a Super League match for the first time at half-time all year. Well, this was the second of Warrington's tries. Matt Duffy lighting up the pitch here at the Totally Wicked Stadium. We'll get the thoughts of Jody Cunningham and John Wilkin on an exciting first half after this. Two other games up and running in round 18 over the John Smith Stadium with Salford in town. This was Salford's response to a 2-point penalty from Jay Connor early. Joe Mellor crossing for his 100th career try. They're locked up at 6 points apiece at the John Smiths. Let's take you over to Lee's Sports Village. London are in town and it is one-way traffic as expected, with Lee leading 16-0. Men that have been in the news this week, Lachlan Lamb setting up Kai O'Donnell, who breaks through and finds on his inside Matt Davis, who crosses. That was converted by Zach Hardacre, and they lead at half-time 22-0. Oh, we got no points for St Helens at half-time for the first time this year. Warrington Wolves, courtesy of tries from Matty Ashton and Matt Duffy, leads 12-0. But maybe the big talking point from that first 40 minutes, the pivotal moment, has been the sending off of James Harrison, joined here by John Wilkin and Jody Cunningham. Lots to get through. Let's get straight into it. Let's start by looking at Warrington's opening tries, John.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable start from Warrington. I thought Saints' discipline was poor, wasn't it? They just gave away penalties, and that gifted Warrington field position on a night like this when you're under strength. Don't give Warrington the ball. Gave Warrington the ball, and St Helens right edge got it all wrong. They've got Vaughan in the centre there, who's naturally a back rower. James Bell has a nibble on George Williams. I will say this, it's fantastic. That's got Martin Gleeson's fingerprints all over it. Great finish from Ashton in the corner.
Matt Duffy then replied in style to Matty Ashton's effort.
Again, ill-discipline from St Helens. You know, tackling in the air led to the good field position again, and getting it all wrong on that right edge. Great shape from Warrington, but you can just see defensively on that right edge not quite working for St Helens.
Yeah, there's an argument for an obstruction in that try. Lomax was taken out, but Saints still making bad decisions on the right, and Warrington made the most of it, didn't they?
As you said, architects of their own downfall with their ill discipline. But then Warrington, who had been mainly squeaky clean up to then, well, they suffered a sending off at the hands of Chris Kendall, the referee, deeming this contact with James Harrison and Noah Stevens worthy of a red. Here's what Sam Burgess thought.
Jimmy's going off and he'll get yellow card for it.
Here in the Challenge Cup fairly comfortably, and they have to meet again, of course, 3 weeks before the end of the season. And you get the feeling that the two meetings between these two, tonight and that one, will go a long way to dictate which, if either of these two sides finishes second in the league.
Yeah, I think we all look at Wigan setting the standard, and these two are trying to compete for the best of the rest. When Sam Burgess talks about the pillars of the game, it's what his side is renowned for. It's that kicking game, kicking into corners, pressure in defence, and make good decisions with the ball. So far in that first half, I think they've been pretty good with the ball.
Two other games tonight, tight one at Huddersfield 6, Salford 8, and Leigh 22, London 0. The latest scores. Luke Robinson, of course, in charge of
5.
Of Huddersfield.
Don't go early. Don't go early.
St Helens have run through to the last play here. It's going to be a kick from Moses and by, which
Darryl, give 10.
Duffy just drifts slightly to his left to put himself in that best position to catch and into the guts of that chasing St Helens defence.
Wait.
Warrington start from here.
James Bell, come on.
Ashton.
Move.
First half try scorer.
Go 2.
Level contest now tonight, Barry, because of that sending off given St Helens.
I would say so, yeah, and I'm yet to be convinced on that red card, a yellow at best. But anyway, let's approach it in the same way that Sam Burgess and his team are doing it. They've got to do it the hard way. If they're going to get a victory, it'll be a hard-fought victory, playing this game with 12 men. But you can see the energy it's given St Helens, and they feel like they're in this match now.
Williams with a carry and the kick, and Blake's underneath it, and he's very close to the touchline, but he's done well.
Kick into corners. You can see Warrington side really focused in defence now, restricting metres. On occasion, they've restricted Saints to 30 metres or less at times.
This is Robertson. Clark. And by to his right-hand side, Lomax. He's out there as well, and By is having a look, having a run.
George Williams!
They're wrestling themselves inch by inch, St Helens down the field, but only 2 to go, and they're going to have to kick from inside their own half.
Go 5.
Lomax, well, in fact, they're going to run it from inside their own half. There's the ambition. Fawn out wide, kick and a chase from Ritson. Bounces kind for Duffy, and he evades the chasers, and he's still going, knocked off his feet, but bounced his way up again. Brilliant run from fullback.
Returns the ball with interest, Matt Duffy, full of confidence. Just skirting across the line, looking for a little chink.
2.
Aaron Lindop doing the same.
He was like one of those little weebles there, wasn't he? They knocked him over, and he just bounced straight back up again.
Short and squatty and robust when he carries that ball forward.
Here. Go. Moses!
Ask your granddad, kids, if you don't get that reference. There's Williams with a spill. And Wellesby picks it up.
They wobbled, but they don't fall down,
lost it.
Is that right?
By Warrington.
First knock on.
They wobble, but they don't fall down.
Weebles wobble, but we don't fall down. It's a long time ago, Barry. Let's not get bogged down in all of that.
Yeah, Danny Walker, when he jumps out at dummy half, we've got 2 of the best in the league in Darryl Walker and Danny Walker. Of course, Darryl Clark at Warrington for so many years, and Danny Walker, he's understood it.
Let's go, Warrington.
Even though he started the game on the bench with Sam Powell. Going in the run-on team for Warrington. It's no doubt in my mind that Danny Walker and Darryl Clark is a real duel. And will go a long way to determining the result.
Look at this in person. Look at this in person.
But the point I made is Tommy Makinson is on the next one, and they just don't have the same threat with the ball without him.
They're not passing though. He's trying to wrestle his arm free. Clark dances left. Sheringham was there waiting for a pass, but Clark's gone to Lomax, and a reach for Robertson, who's done well. Oh, almost slinky hipped. Gets himself through. Another set of 6 here for St Helens. They don't want to be fumbling it. Passing. Penalty. Offside. Which is effectively another set of 6. George Williams offside, so Saints will tap and go here.
Matty Nicholson and Warrington not able to get back on side, but you'd imagine they'd tap the ball. You'd imagine they'd examine this defence of Warrington Wolves.
That's Lees with carry 1. Warrington back on their own line, and St Helens coming back at them again. Bell eventually scragged to the ground. Clark in there. Lees was there, but he puts it back to Lomax, and passing now will burst his way, and he's got on the line, has he?
I think he's short.
Has he got that on the line? Is this going to be his first try of the season?
He
thinks it probably is, but we need a video referee to confirm or otherwise.
Okay, Laddis is a try on field, so we're just looking at the ground in just to see if Parsi does maintain possession all the way to the line. So go really slow on this, please. Yeah, go slow now. Yeah, keep going. So his hands are on the ball at this point. Still on the ball. See, the hand is still on the ball there all the way. Still on the ball, and we're blocked by the post pad. Just keep on running. So he's still, hands are on the ball. Hands are on the ball. Still on the ball. That appears to be on the line. Just go real slow again on this one, please. This angle will do, yeah. Just go back on this. Yeah, so finishing. So I've established his hands always remain on the ball. Keep going. Nice and slow. Keep going. Keep going. Hands are on the ball. Hands are on the ball. See, that hand is always on the top of the ball. Keep rolling. Keep going. Hands on the ball. And we'll stop it there. Go back a frame, please. We can show the hand is always on the ball as it's on the line. Keep going back a frame. Backwards, please. Yeah, keep going. Right, play it on from here. Yeah, hands are on the ball. Always on the ball there. Always on the ball. And the ball is on the line. I've certainly not got insufficient evidence to overturn the live call there. Hand remains on the ball. I've made my decision.
There have been some dark moments, undoubtedly, for Iggy Parsi in the last 12 months after that horror injury in the Cup semi-final. But tonight in St Helens, it's all sunshine and smiles for the big prop forward. He's got a massively important try in this very big game, and Saints are back in the contest.
A morale boosting for probably 6 points for his side. Under pressure, and you can see Paul Helens knows just what a boost that is for his side. But under pressure, arms, hands, all trying to rip that ball out from his grasp. Keeps his feet, keeps control of the ball, and it's a well-needed, well-deserved try.
Percival won't miss, and he doesn't, and suddenly, what a contest. St Helens 6, Warrington 12. His last try, June 2023 against Wigan. And it's against another W. But will this help put a W in the column at the end? Is this the first beginnings of St Helens coming back into this game?
At different stages of this game, they've had momentum. Warrington have had a little bit more. It's all about those big moments, and that is a big moment for the home team.
Saints go marching in. Suddenly is sung with a little more confidence. But Warrington fans will hold firm because their side's still very much in the lead here, despite being a man down. What a test, what a test for both these sides. We'll know an awful lot more about both these sides after tonight when we get that final outcome.
I agree, and if they manage to get a result here, St Helens, it will be a character building. Speaking to some fans on the way to the gantry, they were very pessimistic about the chances. Young players on the bench, not too much in terms of variation for the team. Quite stuck with a half-back and a winger on the bench.
Parsi's offloading now, and this is Mbayo's prospering on the back of it. That's a good wriggling run.
Moves in!
And Clark. The Saints look to continue with this good work. Lomax. Bell to Vaughan, and Vaughan tries to put it back on the inside, but has given it away. But I think it's a knock-on against Warrington.
He's knocked it straight down.
It's going to be Saints who get it back, and listen to the response.
They are right behind their charges at the minute. A nice offload that's a little bit too low. I think Drinkwater.
I'm not sure where the...
Let's have a look at this replay, is it? He's found enough. I think he does touch it, Drinkwater.
Yeah. Let's go, St Helens, we've not got long. Let's go,
so
Warrington.
Head and feed for St Helens.
Let's go, pat down.
20 metres out. They went back to the well after those early blows in the game, and they've come back with a cup full of inspiration. Can they turn this into more points? Vaughan searching things wide.
Move, bang!
That's tackle one. 5 to go. Warrington backs against the walls now. Driven in by Lees.
Move! Line! Hold.
Clark has a look again. Lomax wants it. Lomax gets it. Wellsby. Roderick Ty came out of his line very quickly to shut things down on that side. Wellsby's forced right, but he's got it away to Bell. Bell inside. Vaughan's gone without the ball. Dropped on by Clark. 2 knock-ons. Warrington do have it. And the pillars, Warrington's pillars, made of granite on that occasion.
Big celebrations from the Wolves players. Right at the beginning of the game, we heard Sam Burgess talking about being connected in defence. Don't leave your mate too exposed in defence. Johnny Vaughan, a shake of the head from the young man. But I'm going to repeat what I said in the first half. They can't create 4 chances and convert 1. They have to take every opportunity to give themselves a chance in this game.
Well, I think Mark Percival's down and getting a bit of treatment here, but the referee's saying we're going to have to play on.
Yeah,
he's quickly up to his feet. Referee gave him as long as he could. Warrington come back at them. And he's down again. Oh, no, it's not Percival this time. It's Wellsby who's taken a knock on that occasion. So he's going to need some treatment. So St Helens temporarily reduced to 12 against the 12 of Warrington.
Oh, look at that line speed from St Helens. Matty Lees, who hasn't had a break yet.
I tell you what, he's not looking very healthy at all at the moment, Jack Wellsby. They cannot afford to lose any more key men. Well, he's picked himself back up and jogs back into position. Takes a breather out of the left wing as Luke Yates takes it in. And this is Clark. And Williams kick. And Blake is back there. He's got Robertson for company should he need it.
Look at that chase. Ready to handle that kick return. And you mentioned Jack Wellsby, I've mentioned Matty Lees. Big responsibility on these senior players, particularly in the forwards, playing longer stints.
It's worth mentioning that they've only used one sub, one interchange so far, St Helens, haven't they?
Passy.
We haven't seen Dodds, Benison or Royal. It's just Noah Stevens who's come on from the bench. So 3 of those interchange players have not been used, which means that a lot of the big middles for St Helens are getting through some big minutes.
Like Paul Wellens said last week, didn't he? I'm asking a lot of them, but I need them to stand up.
And that is balanced, of course, with the absence of Harrison. Noah Stevens has just come back on the field, by the way. There's an interesting looking kick. But it's forward. It's forward. T. Ritson did well to get up there. Did well to give himself an opportunity. But it has gone forward in his desperation.
Yeah, he's doing everything he can over on that side to make it a contest. On another day, he might just have had a bit more. He could have got his arms free and found that pass. And again, this crowd gets behind St Helens,
well,
willing them home.
Remind you, we've got the mic on Sam Burgess tonight, the Warrington coach, and he's been talking about their shape so far.
Can we get a message down? When we get some field position, let's throw a bit of shape. Let's throw a bit of shape, like, so get to George. Check or what? No.
Wait! Go free.
It's a bit of an insight.
And that shape he's talking about resulted in 2 tries in the first half. They found some space, ball comes loose.
Lees has got it.
Well,
referee says Warrington have knocked on. Musgrove apologises and puts a finger in the air. We need 1 big minute here, fellas. Big minute of effort because St Helens are going to come at us here.
Yeah, you can usually tell with the reaction of the players. He's shaking his head. His body language tells you he made that mistake. And St Helens, with that ferocious defence, there are arms in and around the ball, but these days you've just got to keep hold of it.
Let's go, Darryl, head in.
So St Helens in great position. 25 metres out they start. Where will they finish? Here's Vaughan. Warrington with a lot of work to do again in defence here.
Get square. Don't go early.
Clark spinning it to the middle. Stevens, fresh from that interchange bench, drives it forward.
Back George.
2 gone, 4 to go. Clark again. Lees wants it, but it's back to Lomax. And here's Sirinen, but Sirinen's big threat dealt with. Roderick Ty got down there to make that tackle.
touch the ball.
Step back by Lees.
Move! Get square! Line!
Clark is firing out instructions to those behind the line now. It's with them by Lomax. Lomax with a step, puts the foot down. Lomax, has he got out? No, not quite. Luke Yates is there to make sure.
Go 5.
And a little grubber kick into the Dingle area. Well, was there a foul on a St Helens chaser there? Walker snubbed the danger, but...
It is tackle 5, mate. I have no try. I've got on field a pullback by Matty Nicholson. I've got a live call and no try. Just check to see if it's a penalty try or not, please. Check in what Nicholson does on Noah Stevens.
Okay, it's tackle 5. Like this is no try. So looking from the kick first, you can see the chasers are onside. So we're looking for some contact by Matty Nicholson. Does he pull the St Helens player back? Well, it looks to be the case there. So have we anything else just on another shot, please? Just to the periphery of the angle, please.
Yeah.
Camera 2, possibly. Yeah, go back, please. So I've established there is a pull now, so that is an offence. So we have got the penalty. Now we're looking to see, would a try have been scored but for this pullback, or is it a professional foul? Now you can see Danny Walker is there in that proximity. So we go to camera 5, please. So go back, go slow on this. Yeah, play it on from here. Now we can see the ball is bouncing. It's bouncing away from the St Helens man, and Danny Walker is in that proximity and, in fact, closer to the ball. So, in my opinion, I can't be certain a try would have been scored. However, it is a professional foul as Matty Nicholson does pull him back, potentially, and it's a potential try-scoring situation. I've made my decision.
Well, no try, but there's going to be a penalty here for St Helens and potentially a card for Matty Nicholson.
Yeah, he takes the gamble there. Were Danny Walker not closer to the ball, Noah Stevens and St Helens may well have got a penalty try.
It's a potential try-scoring
down to 11 players now. 11 players.
Warrington down to 11 players for the next 10 minutes.
It's a penalty.
And Saints have a penalty just about on the Warrington line here.
It was a super kick from Jack Welsby, jumps out from dummy half. And the chase from Noah Stevens was committed. There's the pullback. Matty Nicholson knew exactly what he was doing. He had, in his own mind, he'd squared it off.
So St Helens 13 against Warrington 11. Some heart and soul required from this Warrington defence now. They still have a lead, but boy, it's going to take some defending. Percival ducks back in underneath the tackle, still going, drawing in 2, 3 defenders. So there's going to be numbers wide. There's going to be space wide somewhere. Clark's having a look. Where is it? It's with Mbai. Mbai with a dance. Sucks in another couple of defenders. Took an obstruction line. Has to surrender himself in the tackle. And Clark now.
Wait! Go free.
He's got Stevens. Stevens just barging down the middle. Well, he's given them that platform. 2 tackles to go. They've drawn them down the middle again, so now they can go wide, but they come back down the middle again. Welsby gets out of the attempted tackle from Dufty. Oh, and then finds the very bruising shoulder of Roderick Tye. Saints on the last. Clark again. Now it's with Lomax. Lomax with a kick. Ritson up there, knocks it back. Well, it went backwards, but was it a touch out of play off Ashton?
So play the ball, where do you want it?
It is.
It is,
St Helens
right,
to get it
yes.
back.
He's there playing the ball.
More possession for St Helens. A kick from Welsby, trying to find T. Ritson, who does a great job of putting it back in, and then Matty Ashton, I'm sure if he had his time again, would hit and spin and try and get back in field.
It is a cauldron out there at the moment.
Play the ball.
That crowd is a big factor. Saints playing towards all those fans, worth 6 to 8 points every week.
But it's 13 against 11. If Saints don't score here, what does that do for their confidence? Clark put down. He's desperate for his side to get over the whitewash. Now it comes left. Lomax out to Sirinen. Sirinen to Percival. Percival trying to push through. Big urgent effort from him, but Warrington, 4 defenders over there. So Saints need to switch it right, but they're going back to where that cluster of defenders is. And Blake is held up. Now Johnny Lomax is just ushering his players right. Lomax, it's with Wellesby. Now it's with Robertson. This is Vaughan, but it's Curry who's got across there to make the tackle. This is impressive stuff from Warrington. It really is. Wellesby, Stevens. Stevens goes for a gallop. Stevens pushing hard. 1 play to go. Do Warrington hang on here? Clark. It's with Mbai, Wellesby, Robertson. And Warrington defenders are there in numbers as well. And you have to say, as frustrated as St Helens are there, absolute hats off to that Warrington defence. They never looked outnumbered on either flank.
Sensational defence from Warrington Wolves. When the ball is moving away from them, they are continually moving, plugging the gap, being on the shoulder of the teammate, making sure he's not exposed. He can push on. No gaps available for Saints to get through. Outstanding stuff from Warrington.
But there's another 5 minutes for Warrington to survive with only 11. Elsewhere, Lee, well, London holding up a little. 28-6 there. And Huddersfield leading against Salford. That is big ramifications. There we go. There we go. Same again. And a kick from dummy half. Taken well by Robertson. He split it. Tied with a tackle. Robertson lets it loose. Warrington have it back. And this is quite a response for those in primrose and blue to the problems they've given themselves with the ill discipline.
Roderick Ty, who's defended really well all evening. You can see their arm around the ball, dislodges it from the young fullback. He manages to evade Aaron Lindop, but can't get away from the centre. It's Danny Williams who pops out from 9. He has got a good kicking game from dummy half. Danny Williams, but go back, cast your mind back to the pressure that Warrington were under on the goal line defence.
Big moments in this game, aren't there? Just keep coming and coming and coming. And a big game tomorrow as well. Leeds against OKR, and if Huddersfield can do them a favour by beating Salford, then that will pick up Leeds' spirits.
Moses, you can't strike from that
it's
position.
all in the balance. Don't you love this time of the year?
And then
just begins to build.
Entertain Leeds the week after, yeah. Lots going on, isn't it?
Taken in by Holroyd. Holroyd to his feet. This is Yates who comes clattering forward.
He's a good forward. You're not going to make a dent in him.
Yates plays. Walker goes. Saints respond. But they have to respond twice more. Warrington knocking on the door. This is Vaughan. Urgently. And with plenty of power, but Saints hold out. 1 play to go. Switch back to Drinkwater. Here comes Williams. Williams now to Duffy. Suddenly it's electric, but the light switch is off because St Helens have done their job and they get it back again.
The acceleration Matt Duffy hits that ball. They won't be bothered about not getting to the kick. They won't be bothered about not scoring a try. They're trying to waste minutes, seconds, till Matty Nicholson gets back onto the field.
Well, St Helens are going to use another of their interchange players. Lewis Dodd coming on. I think it's Mbai who's coming on. Well, they need a bit of creativity, a little bit of inspiration here, St Helens, don't they? And Wellesby's trying to create it with the width. Vaughan at dummy half. St Helens are covering some distance in this set so far. Lomax, cross the line. Good effort from Williams, who's... Well, it's another set. The referee decided it was reefed out by Williams. So Saints get it back. And 6 more plays to go. Sirinen.
Final quarter of this game, it's made, isn't it? Players like Lewis Dodd write their own scripts, don't you? There's the one-on-one steal by Williams. Saints pick it up.
Clark goes down. Wellesby picks up. Dodd, who had been eager on that bench, was left, but it's Lomax on the right. He goes for a little wander. Still got loads of tackles in the bag here. Wellesby. Dodd puts it back, bounces off. Robertson dropped on by Ty. 2 knock-ons. Warrington get it back. I tell you what, if Warrington survive tonight, this first real test of their pedigree, the way they will have had to survive this, that speaks volumes about what they've got in their tank for the season to come.
And it's right up the street of the coach. Sam Burgess built his career on toughness, being mentally tough, being there for your teammates. He talks about being there for one another. In a game where they've been down to 12 and are now down to 11, it's imperative that that chain and those links in that chain are solid.
Well, some of the stats there, attacking stats. Look at that, St Helens, 33 played-the-balls in the opposition 20, and they've only scored 1 try. That's something they need to work out.
Wilco talked about it at half-time. They've got to be more clinical. They've got to be better with the ball. But there are players playing on both sides, out of position. Ben Curry's played, what, 50 minutes so far, 40 minutes in the centre. I know he's played centre as an international player.
This is Ty with a carry-out. Well, we saw Sam Powell coming back on the pitch just a few moments ago. This is what Sam Burgess had to say to him before he came back into the fray.
Sammy, let's go, baby. All right, come on. This is what it's all about. Hey, you love this stuff. Let's go, get me home. Hey, save work for us. Sam, must complete though. Hey.
Get me home, get me home. Some responsibility, isn't it? Here he is.
Love it, don't you? Embrace the adversity.
Williams has support on the inside, but it's a forward pass to Powell.
He's pleading, George Williams, and the referees. He's saying, I'm right in line. Sam Powell probably needs to slope his support run, but he can feel the breath of St Helens defenders behind him.
Well, this is brilliant, absolutely epic. Lee 32-6 against London. And full-time at Huddersfield. Big result that in terms of the top 6. Huddersfield 16, Salford 8. Luke Robinson, of course, in charge. Could he yet lift his side into top 6 contention? I think that's less likely, but...
A former Salford player, of course, Luke Robinson in his playing days. The cheers from Headingley.
Sam Royal, he's on the field. We've just seen him there involved. So another of those interchange players used.
Go free.
Bell. Back it comes to Lomax. Now Percival. Here comes Blake. Blake stepping back on the inside. There's a corridor, and he tries to get through it, but the door slams shut at the end. St Helens, opportunity again. 2 plays to go. Lomax pops it over the top. Stevens helps it on its way. This is Royal. Sam Royal is a super sub. He's only been on the field a matter of moments, and he's scored a massive try. St Helens are 1 conversion away from tying this game up.
What a game we've got in prospect now. Sam Royal, minutes he's been on this field. Right place, right time. Warrington defensively stretched all over the place. And an early ball from Noah Stevens, and you can see Primrose and blue shirts desperately trying to plug that gap. Danny Walker turned inside out, upside down, still attempts to make that tackle.
Sam Burgess on the other side. Oh no. Oh no.
There's a game on now, isn't there? He can sense it, Big Sam.
Well, Sam Royal's second try of the season
1 minute, a real emphasis to get me to play
in the Super League.
Yeah.
And there's a coach with plenty of hope now.
In the belief scale, it keeps seesawing, doesn't it? You can see it in both sets of players. Warrington behind the sticks now will be reinforcing those key messages to one another. But St Helens, with the wind in their sails, both teams playing towards their fans. I feel if Warrington, to our right, get near their try line, they have a good chance of getting over, but it's impossible for them to get upfield.
80% success rate, 80% likelihood to kick this, Mark Percival. But what a moment in an epic game. Do St Helens draw level? Percival strikes here, and the flags stay down. There's still a job to do from St Helens' point of view. Warrington cling hold by their fingertips. They're back into 12-man territory. Matty Nicholson's back on the field, and he got his instructions from Sam Burgess before he came back.
No, don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, hey, I love you, bro. Hey, let's go get this job done. Come on, good boy.
A lot of positivity and a lot of affirmation. He's given them clear instructions. He's reinforcing it and giving them massive confidence to go out there and get the job done. You can feel the anxiety on the terraces, can't you, from both sides?
Well, they're still booing Noah Stevens for his involvement in that sending off earlier.
Like you said, Woodsy, he hasn't done a lot wrong, has he?
Nothing to do with him.
No, that's you, Darryl. Go too.
Well, that's nice. And a dummy half by Wellesby. Where's the support? Nobody with the pace to get up there and keep him company. Wellesby's chopped down. Clark comes left. This is Dodd now. Dodd out to Sirinen and Percival. And it was a one-handed clutch by Lindop. But St Helens still slip clear, still have a chance. Stevens just goes ploughing forward. Those big legs pushing. But Warrington's resistance is good. Still making strides. Clark again. Lomax. Wellesby. Out. And a step by Vaughan. Vaughan put down, 1 play to go. St Helens 5 away. It's with Wellesby. Wellesby's kick, but Dufty had that. That was an easy take for the Warrington fullback and almost bursting clear as well.
It wasn't a great kick from Saints at the end, but potency in attack from St Helens. They've split the line again through Jack Wellesby. But what character in defence from Warrington. It's untidy, it's scruffy, but they are getting back there and being there for the teammates.
Unbelievable character from Warrington in this game. They set off at a sparkle with those 2 tries in 5 minutes between the 10th and 15th. It's a penalty here they've got.
It's gone against.
Since the sending off of James Harrison. And they still are just about hanging on.
So Curtis Sirinen catches the big man, Paul Vaughan, around the chops. He's reversed that decision, the referee.
Thanks, Matt.
It's a talking to, no more.
I think it is the right decision.
No, they're different, mate. They are different.
Big Cyril been in sensational form. Big minutes. And as these bigger men get tired at the back end of games, mistakes and lapses in concentration are going to happen. But Paul Vaughan and Warrington Wolves will now get down at the right end of the field. Will they have enough in attack with those 12 men to get over the white stripe?
Less than 10 minutes to play.
Darryl!
It's a contest that remains in the balance.
Go on.
Walker.
2, move, Matty! James! Wait!
Here's
Go
Walker.
2.
Now it's Vaughan. Vaughan put down. St Helens' turn to have their backs against the wall. Warrington looking for a potentially winning moment here as Walker goes out of dummy half. Sam Powell moves back into that position. Spins back to Drinkwater. Williams goes wide. Saints defence attracted over there, but Curry still gets the ball away. Drinkwater's pass and a dive for the line, and that might just have won it. That might have won it for Warrington. Adam Holroyd, is he going to be a match winner?
We have a try.
He thinks he might be.
Checking grounding, please. Make sure the ball doesn't come away from the hand.
Well, you heard what they're looking for. Let's hear from the video referee.
Okay, the lab decision is a try on field, so we just confirm he does ground this ball. So go real slow, please. Keep going. Always looks to be in possession at that point. Hands on the ball, and always hands to be on the ball. Any other angles? His hand always does appear to be on that ball. Yeah, just go slow on this, please. Go slow. Yeah, slow again. Roll it through. Hands always on the ball there. Hands always on the ball. Yeah, and I'm just going to finish on that camera 9, please, the first angle you've shown me. We'll finish on this. You can see his hand always remains on the ball. The live decision is a try on field. There certainly is nothing to suggest his hand comes on the ball on these replays. So play it through and we'll finish on the line when the ball's on the line, please. Keep going. You can see the ball is grounded there and his hand always remains on the ball. I made my decision.
We are potentially a goal kick away from this game to be maybe settled, because this is going to be given. The try is given. It is a 6-point lead. And Josh Drinkwater, I fancy, has a big kick on his hands now.
I feel for Paul Wellens, but you've got to give the credit to Warrington Wolves. Definitely the players on the field. But what about the messages and the power of the words from Sam Burgess? All positive, all let's go and get them. Don't worry about what's going wrong, focus on what we can do right. If you didn't know who had 12 and who had 13, you wouldn't be able to tell. They've managed to find the overlap. A nice show and go by young Holroyd, who buries his head down to the delight of those travelling fans who must have suspected on the way to the ground that this was going to be a special night. But when the red card was brandished, may have feared the worst. I think he's done an amazing job. And Paul Wellens, with all those injuries, had the game, didn't he? He had the game, and the amount of times his side got over the try line and didn't convert may well have cost them.
Well, Josh Drinkwater is no stranger to banging him over from this distance. But 61% success probability. How's your nerve? Josh Drinkwater with a huge kick. They may look back on this at the end of the season as a big moment in the destiny of both these clubs. Drinkwater rocks back. Saints fans doing their level best to put him off, and they have succeeded, because wide it goes, and it remains just about in St Helens' capability of taking this to maybe golden point extra time.
Well, there is a saying in these parts, never write off the Saints, but you make a good point, Walter. You make a good point about Warrington, their attitude and what they'll get from this game. In every season, you go on a journey, you go on a journey of ups and downs, and you always go back to these tough moments. The Saints are going through a tough time at the minute, but as we've seen constantly throughout the Super League era, Saints will come back. Once they've got a full roster of players, they can challenge anybody.
7 minutes to settle it. Warrington, if they win tonight, will go 2 points behind Wigan in second place and 4 points above St Helens in the Super League table. Just when things are beginning to get really critical, but St Helens could yet have a response. Luke Yates is ready to come back on the field for Warrington as well, just to stiffen things up down the middle.
This is where George Williams and Drinkwater need to step forward, manage this game, take it home.
Oh, here's Williams, and he's through. looks right. Lindop's out there, but he comes back down the middle, and Walker was on the chase. But Vaughan's got across there to make a very important tackle. One play to go, kick to the in-goal, and it's a try. Matty Nicholson has won it now. No doubts. Referee's having a look.
Right, Liam.
There might be a penalty in the build-up.
I have a try. Mate, if he knocks on there, can you look at a possible obstruction on Roderick Ty, I think it was. But I have a live call, a try on the grounding.
Okay, this comes from a kick, so confirming he is onside. He's got both feet behind the ball, so I'm happy to play it on from this point, please. So you can see he's onside from the kick. Yeah, playing on here. The Saints man goes to the Warrington man. Let's just see what happens to the grounding here, please. Let's have a look at the grounding. So I think camera 8 is going to be our best one. Confirm he does, in fact, ground the ball. Yeah, keep going, please, on this. Go slow. Live decision to try. Is that ball grounded? And we'll go on any other angles, please. Camera 9 might help. The alternative angle. Yeah, this may help us. Keep going nice and slow from here. Go slow. Both down for the ball. And you can see it's the Warrington man there first. And the ball appears to be grounded. Any other angles, please? I'll work through them. Camera. Yeah. Yeah, this one, please. We'll go on this one, just to confirm that view. Go nice and slow on this one. Camera 5. Nice and slow. And we can see the ball is grounded. I made my decision.
Well, confirmation here that Matty Nicholson has won the game. Here it comes, delivered to those Warrington fans at that end. Up go the arms to celebrate what is going to be a very, very notable victory.
This is a performance they will talk about for a long time. Now, Sam Burgess.
Cheers, Boots. Have you got my shaker, yeah?
Had the number 13, Matty Nicholson, sent to the sin bin. And when he was returning to the field, he put his arm around him and he said, "Don't worry about it, I love you. Get out there and go and get it." George Williams, at this point, during the break, has a number of decisions. Feeds it back inside to Danny Williams. The number 13 in your screen is in motion, looking to make up, looking to amend what he'd done when it resulted in that sin bin. But we can't underestimate what an influence Sam Burgess has on this group of players. Don't worry about what's going wrong. Don't focus on that. Think about what's available to you. And if they carry on this trajectory, nights like this are going to be on bigger and bigger and bigger stages.
He knows what he's doing, doesn't he?
They've got Wigan next week. The mouth just waters at that prospect.
But Sam Burgess will welcome that, won't he? That's all we've heard from him all night. Embrace the adversity. Let's go and get it.
No, not yet.
It's phenomenal to have a coach put an arm around a player and say, "I love you, don't worry about it, go and get it."
Well, there's a bit less pressure on Josh Drinkwater with this kick. Drinkwater settles, knowing it's 1-0 with only 4 minutes left on the clock. And over it goes. 10 points to St Helens, 22 for Warrington. And the character they have shown tonight. Two parts of this story. You know, St Helens will look back at that two-man advantage they had, 13 against 11. They could not even find a glimpse of daylight on the try line. And Warrington, the character they showed to hold out.
Yeah. You've got a feel for Paul Wellens, and Sam Burgess is a rookie coach. We all know this is his first attempt at guiding a group of players to a higher level, but he's a world-class individual that's imparting some of those habits and that nature into the players in blue and amber.
Well, St Helens is going to be 4 defeats on the bounce now. They'll be looking to bounce back against Lee next week. But Warrington, we were told, were always a side with a soft underbelly. When the going got tough, they maybe disappeared in matches. Well, not this iteration of the Warrington Wolves.
And I'm talking about Sam Burgess, but of course you look at the people around him. Kylie Luluai, one of the most solid individuals in the sport. You've got Gary Chambers, Mr. Warrington.
Here we are. Hold.
Martin Gleeson alongside on the training field. A bit of frustration there.
I don't think we've really spoken much about the brilliance of George Williams in that last try as well. The break he made and then the delicacy of the kick. What a player he is. Oh, they've let it bounce. Why do you let that bounce? The Saints somehow get it back. But that was very high risk. Here's Wellsby.
We lost it, didn't it?
Yeah, completely lost it in the air. Warrington continued to surge forward. Saints fans will talk about the potential of sunny days down the line, because that big injury list is improving in weeks to come. Some big stars, especially up front, down the middle, will be returning in the next few weeks. And they're still not a long way away from that second spot.
Get square, Danny, don't go early.
But they will have their moans and groans about what they've seen tonight. That's just a chip and a hope, and it falls in the hands of the architect of a lot of what's been good attackingly from Williams and Dufty, and he's lost it.
No advantage.
All getting rather scrappy now with the game won and lost. It's going to be fascinating to hear some of the interviews at the end of this as well, isn't it? Both from the winning camp and the losing camp. So stay with us for Brian, Jody and John, who will be analysing all of this at the end and getting really deep down into what has been a fabulous game here tonight.
And the access that we've had to understand the communication and the sentiments and the instructions from the sideline from Sam Burgess on Warrington Wolves. It's been enlightening for everybody. I'm sure viewers at home will be fascinated with how he's approached, how he's rode the roller coaster.
Well, he talked about the pillars of the game, didn't he, at half-time? Just stick to the pillars of your game. Well, there's been an earthquake or two that saw them shake a little, but they have stood firm, and it has seen them home. Here's Ashton. Paul Helens looks on and rues another defeat. None of them have been by many, not in the last 4 weeks. Another set here for Warrington to plunder, and Vaughan is just carrying forward with enthusiasm and bags of life and a big smile on his face. And I think Parsi pushed that one away, so Warrington get a penalty.
Parsi readjusts.
Yeah, they're doing anything now, St Helens, to try and put Warrington off the game. No surprise, they're going to take the 2 on offer. Knows exactly what he's doing here. Iggy Parsi, only just back from that serious injury, still finding some match fitness.
Josh.
So very flash-looking underpants that Paul Vaughan's wearing as well, weren't they?
I didn't notice, Dave.
So this will see it out. Last kick of the game will be from Drinkwater.
Stay behind the kick, lads, yeah? Stay behind.
And the traditional chant goes up. It's always our year. Do they believe?
Well, you look through the history of Super League, and Warrington have had some real heartbreak against St Helens, haven't they? You look back to that era when Kieran Cunningham was playing, and Sean Long and all that lot, when Warrington on many occasions thought they had games won, only to lose it in the very last seconds when Paul Williams himself was a player. But tonight, the tables have been turned. The character in adversity from Warrington has been outstanding. Shaped in the soul of their coach, Warrington have every reason for self-belief in this final third of the Super League season. Tonight was billed as a big test. Well, they have passed it with flying colours. The scratching of heads continues for St Helens. They need to turn this recent run of form around very, very quickly. They need players back, fit and available. But it's Warrington who...